This has been such a fast-moving story, and we're really now waiting to hear any more news about a potential extradition.
That's right, Heidi, that's what we're waiting on. But essentially what's developed in the last few minutes here, as you say, Sam Bankman-Fried has been arrested in the Bahamas, and we got that confirmation from the Bahamas Attorney General. And he put out a statement saying essentially that Sam Bankman-Fried's arrest followed a notification from the US that had filed criminal charges against him. And as you say, yes, the US is also likely to request his extradition. So as a result of the notification, the material provided within it, the Attorney General said it was deemed appropriate to seek that arrest and to hold him in custody. In that statement from the Attorney General, we also had a quote from the Bahamas Prime Minister, and he also said that the Bahamas and the US have a shared interest in holding accountable all individuals associated with FX who could have betrayed the public trust and also have broken the law.
So, Belle, where are we in the US investigation?
So the Southern District of New York has also put out a tweet on this. And so essentially what we're hearing here is that the arrest, as you know, was made at the request of the US government. And it was based on a sealed indictment that was filed by the SDNY, so the Southern District New York prosecutors. Now, we know that this team has a reputation for spearheading investigations into very complex financial crimes. And the scope of that investigation is also something we've been watching very closely at Bloomberg. And so what we know from our sources here at Bloomberg, at least, is that the new management team at FTX, which is being led by John J. Ray, they met with those prosecutors. They are the group of officials that are leading the DOJ investigation into the collapse of FTX. We don't know exactly what they're looking at so far in terms of, we know that they're trying to get in touch with anyone who had links to crypto firms. Also, whether Sam Bankman-Fried engaged in market manipulation. That's something else that's been reported by the New York Times. But we do expect the prosecutors to unseal the indictment in the morning US time, and then we could have more details exactly on what is included in it, Heidi.
Where does this leave us when it comes to the House hearing? Because we already had prepared remarks from Sam Bankman-Fried, along the lines of really what he's been saying in media interviews over the past few weeks, which is admitting to managerial missteps, but not admitting to any wrongdoing or fraud.
Yeah, that's right. Essentially, this was on Twitter, where he sort of gave the scope of what he planned to cover in these hearings. He was scheduled to attend the House one on Tuesday, though he had not said he was going to be attending the one in the Senate on Wednesday. But essentially, yes, the scope of what Sam Bankman-Fried was really along the lines of what we'd heard before. He was interested in detailing more of the details of the FTX collapse, but essentially he was still focused on sort of exonerating himself from any sort of real culpability in it, because he was also really focused on trying to let people know the man that he could have been, even though he, of course, had made some mistakes in the past. But yes, that was really something that was going to be the key headline for that. We also had the prepared remarks from John J. Ray, who is the acting CEO, the man in charge now at FTX, charged with cleaning up the mess from this. And again, he had sort of really stressed those same sort of talking points that we'd heard in the past from him, essentially that this whole collapse of FTX really is something that had happened as a result of concentrating so much power and money into the hands of such a small group of people that really lacked any sort of sophisticated market knowledge or information.